What's going on, you guys? As you can see, I have brought out the Z Grill from the garage that was recently delivered, wheeled it around back here to our Bones and Brews barbecue area. We are going to crack open the box here of that 7002 C2E, pull out all the parts, put it together, and see what she's made of. Well, from the looks of things are packed nice and tight in here. So that delivery, I'm sure, went really smooth as it came from Z Grills to right in front of my garage door when they dropped it off. So I'm gonna pull things out here, find the instruction manual, of course, and we'll see how easy it is to put this together. You gotta like that right in top of the box are some gloves that we can put on, since we're dealing with probably some sharp edges on some of these metal components here that we can put on as we assemble our Z Grill. Oh yeah, it keeps getting better, my friends. There's even a cover included in here. You're gonna love this. Oh man, they did not forget anything. All right, I'm guessing those are some of those grates that belong inside just from the weight as well. All right, we're ready to start lifting out some of the final parts. Well guys, so I got everything unpacked here. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna be glad they sent you those gloves. As you unpack this, they pack it nice and tight. So many of the components in these boxes were inside here, inside the grill itself. So you just want to be very cautious, very gentle as you pull out each piece one at a time. Don't rush, all right? Take your time and make sure you do things correct, all right? So inside I was able to find the bag here. Looks like it has the instructions as well as all of the parts, components, even some tools you could use if you don't want to use your tools that you have at home. So I am going to take a little bit of time here and put this together. Alright you guys, so the Z Grill is put together. Took me about 90 minutes. Probably could have went a little bit faster if I had someone helping me along the way. But actually the assembly was really very easy. It was definitely a sturdy item as well. I'm glad they sent us gloves for some of those metal parts as well. So everything's nice and put together. Everything seems to be working really well. The wheels move really well. Those casters and the wheels that come with it as well. So I'm gonna get it cleaned up a little bit, and it's time to get that initial burn going as well. So I'm gonna do that here in a few minutes as well as came the manual so I can set up the Wi-Fi. So I got a few more steps to go through, but that was just really the initial kind of process of putting it together. So let me go ahead and get ready to burn it off and do some other things like connecting the Wi-Fi. So folks, don't forget about the great program they have at Z Grills, where you buy that one initial Z Grill and then you get 3 more. So that's right, you pay that initial price, and I actually have some great sales going on typically as well. But you buy that first one, and then 5 years later for $100 in shipping, they'll send you another one of the similar or same model, and they'll do that for 3 cycles. So make sure you check out all the information about that amazing program. I'll put it down in the description of this episode as well. All right, so we're ready for the burn off process with that new Z Grill. So if we kind of use the information that Z Grill sends us before you get started, you want to open up that lid and start to remove those grates and some of those other elements. So we're going to go ahead and do that now, and then I'll show you what we're going to do next. I feel like I just put all this together and I'm taking it right back apart. But by removing everything, we'll be able to see right down in here as we begin that first burn process to see if those pellets move through as well. So speaking of pellets, I don't know if I even mentioned you guys, I've been doing a lot of cooking here in the outdoors and with my smokers for a long time. I've always used charcoal and wood. I've never ever owned a pellet smoker. This is the first time. So you guys are checking out history here. All right, let's continue the burn off process. All right, to begin that burn off process, fill this up with some of that Z-Grill's oak pellets, and then we'll keep going from there, all right? All right, we can see that igniter there is nice and glowing there, so, and that auger's starting to turn, so we should see some pellets start to push in here in a moment as well. Those pellets starting to work through here, through the auger. Once a few drop in there, they should begin to ignite. Okay, so we know that the auger's working, it's pushing those pellets through. Things will get nice, so I turn it off, like the manual says here for that burn off process. It says that that fan will continue to run for about 10 minutes. While that fan's running, I'm gonna go ahead and put everything back in it, so then we'll restart it back up and can go with that longer, complete burn off process, all right? All right, everything's back in. I just turned it back on. When you turn it on, it goes initially right to 275 degrees. So we're gonna just make sure everything gets going here, all right? And then once we feel like we got a little burn going here, get a little bit of clear and white, clear smoke coming out of there, we will close the lid, bring it all the way up to 500, which is at high, and just let it sit for 45 minutes. At that point, just set yourself a timer and let it go from there. And after that, you should be done with that burn off process. But let's first make sure everything is, get a little bit of smoke going here before we bring up that temp. All right, so while we're waiting for a little bit of smoke to get going there and we bring up that temp, I just want you guys to see the Z-Grill one more time now that it's fully assembled. It's actually a gorgeous grill. Got myself a little stainless steel cleaner out here because even though I had those gloves on, amazing, got some fingerprints on it because there is a little bit of grease on some elements and parts of this as well. You got that digital readout there, and you see those outlets for those two probes that come with the smoker as well. You can take a look inside the smoker and that chimney as well. Now, one thing I did notice with this one that I don't know if it'll be a big issue for me, but for some it might be. It's, you know, it's seeing that those grids inside are more that porcelain and not cast iron. But you know what? I use cast iron pans a lot for a lot of my cooking anyway, so I'm not too worried. All right, we got a little smoke going now, so we're gonna come on over here and we are going to bring that dial all the way up. Now, when you turn that dial, it turns it up in 5-degree increments. So we bring that all the way to that 500. All right. We're going to go ahead and close that lid. And we're going to let this burn off for exactly 45 minutes. All right, friends. So since today we got it put together, got that first burn going on it, and just looking at my clock here, I'm going to probably do my first cook on it tomorrow, which will be the next episode you guys see. But for now, since I got 45 minutes to spare, I'll grab myself a beverage from Modern Brewing here in St. Louis. This is their Blank Canvas Double IPA. And see that Z-Grill's logo? That Modern logo, very similar as well, my friends. So we're going to go ahead and open this one up. And you know what? We'll just hang out for 45 minutes. Okay, it's been 45 minutes. We're going to go ahead and hit that power button, turn things off. And remember, once you hit that power button, that fan is going to continue to run for about 10 more minutes as it cools down as well. So that was our burn off process. Things should be ready to roll here for that first cook that we're going to do tomorrow. So I'm just going to let it cool off. And I'll go ahead and I'll be ready then to put the cover on that came with it today as well. Let's just check out the quality of the cover that was in the box with us today. I can just tell by initial grabbing it out of the packaging, it's a nice and thick cover. You got that Z-Grill's logo as well. So this is going to be awesome, my friends. So that was completely our unboxing, assembly, and that first burn off. Remember to check out our next video when we use the Z-Grill for that first cook. It is going to be an Olympic inspired recipe, so check us out. Hope you guys enjoy this review. If you want to learn anything else about Z-Grills, find everything you need to know in the description of this episode. We'll see you guys again on Bones and Brews.